elected as an independent in 2002.
Just in terms of the nuts and bolts, posters, canvassing cards, an army of canvassers, how is the Mick Wallace campaign shaping up?
Well, I've obviously come late to the scene, so we're actually having a meeting tonight in the Wexford Youth Complex at 8 o'clock, and I've invited anyone that's remotely interested in helping, because I do need a lot of help. I'm obviously an outsider to get elected, so I'm up against the odds. The 5 sitting TDs would be favourites to get back in. So I do have a struggle on my hands. But, if the people want change, and I do think, would say, well, definitely in the city, in Dublin, there's a huge mood for change. I think there'll be a lot of surprise candidates. Whether Wexford wants change at the same level remains to be seen. I mean, rural areas tend to be more conservative. If they want change, I think I will have a realistic chance of getting in. And if they don't want change, well, they're going to vote for what they have. And if they're happy with the politicians they have, well, they shouldn't vote for me.
But will you be running a convention? Will you have posters, convention campaign posters, canvassing cards, all that kind of thing?
Yes, I will have some posters, not as much as sitting candidates. I will have some handouts. But I suppose what I have to say, the message that I have to bring to the people, I mean, I think people in Wexford, they know something about me before now. I've been involved with the county soccer teams, 16s and 18s, for 20 years now, and I've been writing in the local papers for the last 15 years, 9 months of the year during the soccer seasons, and I've spoken not just about football, but I mean, when I talk about football, I talk about life and every aspect of it. And I've used the medium of football to have my say, and also I suppose I've tried anyway. With all the kids that have come through my hands, I've used the medium of football to try and help them feel better about themselves. And I do think that the people themselves who actually play the game are a lot more important and bigger than the game itself.
Chris?
Yeah, the way to put it to you is with this text. Somebody just says, ask Mick what he would do on day one in the Dáil. What would be the first thing you would do if the people of Wexford back you?
I would listen. That's why I do day one.
In the Dáil, you mean?
Yeah.
To how it works?
Well, I mean, listen, I think to say that I'm naive, well, maybe I am in some ways, but I have studied politics, and more important, I've been out there, I've lived a life, I've managed a football club, I've run a construction business successfully for over 20 years, I run 5 wine bars, a coffee shop, I've reared 2 families. Some people have gone into the Dáil straight from university and haven't had a clue about how anything works out there. I've been out there, I've been a bricklayer, I've been a steel fixer, I've been a natural stone paver, I've been a carpenter. I think that I can relate to the people of Wexford that have the very fact that I've experienced all these things gives me a far greater chance to understand the people that I'll be representing.
And in terms of, say, a potential Taoiseach, if somebody came knocking on your door and said, look, we're 1 or 2 short, Mick, if you were in the Dáil, this is the scenario I'm going down, who do you see as the next Taoiseach of Ireland?
At the moment?
Yep.
Well, I would expect Enda Kenny to be the next Taoiseach.
Would you back him?
No, I'm not very interested in what Fine Gael have to offer as of now.
And just another person asks, Mick sounds like George Lee in Waiting. And I think what they mean by that is somebody who goes in and, like I kind of said to Colm there, the system and the people who are just not willing to change or are willing to block your ambition to change, if you like, and that was the charge from George Lee, and just gets bored with it.
I'd say the main reason that George Lee was not in a position to even start to affect change was that he was hampered by the one party he joined.
Okay. Colm,
if I can come in quickly on that, yeah. I mean, there's nothing that drives me nuts more than people describing idealism as naive. I mean, when did it become, you know, in a country that looks back to grand ideals, where we talk about the proclamation, where we talk about the notions that the state were meant to be built upon, when did those ideals become naive?